great this program is with you.
Thank you again for joining us live. And this is just an opportunity for us to connect and tell everybody more about the program and about your personal experience going through postural neurology, how it helped your practice, how you and your wife are both going through the program together, and how, of course, you're implementing it with your practice. So the first question for you, Dr. Jean-Marc, is tell us how you chose to do postural neurology program in the first place.
Well, I saw you guys on the internet, and I knew nothing about it. But I figured what piqued my interest was that I had a need to have better re-exams. We have a solid practice. We've been at this for over 30 years. We see a lot of people, but at my re-exams, I was finding that there was not a whole lot for me to do. I know I needed a solid re-exam, and frankly, orthopedic tests don't say anything for someone who's passed the initial care. Most neuro tests are negative. People get better. So I really wanted to dig deeper, offer my patients a service that was meaningful, relevant, and had clinical value. And so I thought that this program would do that. And frankly, I was very surprised by how much more it does. It's really, really amazing. The other aspect that I have since really enjoyed from going through the program is how I'm able to market myself now as a posture expert. My patients, my side of the practice is mostly desk jockeys. So it turns out that the postural neurology program, it fits right into that sweet spot of what their interests, what they want out of chiropractic care, even if they don't come in knowing that's what they want.
Sure.
And that's a great thing.
That's so wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And like you said, those modern day desk jockeys, that is the majority of people out there these days. So you're spot on with that group of people. Now, tell me, were you skeptical at all about joining a neurology program, postural neurology specifically? What was going through your mind when you decided to do the program? Were you excited about it, or did you have any skepticisms?
Well, I was excited about it. Plus, I felt the price point was low enough. I wasn't risking a whole lot. I've done other programs. I've done some of the really prestigious things. And frankly, I mean, I've been out of school for well over 30 years now. Yeah. And some of those classes I took, it was like science fiction. Right. What they were talking about was so far removed from my day-to-day practice, so far removed from what I remembered from learning in school. I just couldn't connect. I couldn't connect the knowledge that I was being exposed to. I couldn't really retain it all that effectively. And I certainly was not able to translate what I learned over a really long, tiring, tough weekend into practice and something that is meaningful and clinically relevant for my patients. I don't do this just because I want to have fun. I want my patients to get better. I want my patients to get results. And I couldn't do that. So that was something that was really, I had that in the back of my mind, but I felt that, for the price of 2 weekends, the risk wasn't that big, and I could do it at my own pace. And it's been really surprisingly effective and good. I mean, I'm very impressed.
Well, I could say that you weren't alone in what you were feeling too about, that you've taken other neurology programs and it felt like it was so far out there and hard to implement. We actually did a survey of our colleagues and said, tell us what you like about neurology, what you don't like about neurology. And 83% of people said that they felt like neurology was over their head and it was too hard to implement with the daily patients. And so we really took that to heart and said, okay, we want to make this absolutely applicable to every patient who walks in the door and make it relevant to the modern day patients, like we were just talking about, like those modern day desk jockeys who are seated for prolonged periods of time, and we want to be able to take care of everybody. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, so what results have you seen in practice after implementing postural neurology?
Well, I actually made a list of the, as I was preparing for today's conversation.
Oh,
And
great.
what I was looking for initially was, hey, let's have re-exams that are meaningful. And, so the way I've implemented the program is that I do the tests at my re-exam. So roughly every 12 visits, I go through and it's very usable in a re-exam context. I mean, my visit time is under a minute, so it doesn't really work in that context. But for my re-exam, I have more time. I have a solid 5 to 10 minutes to spend with the patient, so I can do. You have created, you and Dr. Mark Wade have created a protocol that can be performed as comprehensive and really delivers usable, actionable data. And you've created a protocol that can be done. I'm not an expert yet, and I'm doing it in like 5-6 minutes. So that's really, so I've reached that goal of having a better better re-exam. But it's done other things. It's increased the value of my care to my patients.
Excellent.
And that's very important. I'm also able to offer a higher value proposition at my day 2. So now when patients start in, I am able to offer a different higher level of service, and that translates directly into higher fees.
Yeah.
And so, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, that's a win-win right there. Absolutely. So it sounds like it's had a wonderful impact on your practice. And if you don't mind, would you mind sharing a little bit about your wife's practice as well? Because I know she works with a very specialized population, how that is working with her population as well.
Right. So she's a neuro expert in the practice. She specializes in 0 to 5-year-old pediatric population. That's all the patients she sees. And she teaches about that too.
Yeah.
She's truly outstanding, or just over the top expert. And she's doing this course also, and she's finding that this is giving her tools to take on to the older children who are having postural issues. One of the things you taught me is about digital dementia.
Yeah.
And well, that is a pediatric problem.
For sure.
And that, so she's actually really dug into that. If you want to learn all about it, she's got it now. Nice. And really able to leverage that new information. That's really mind-blowing knowledge. That new information into helping our babies, older siblings now, and really guiding parents into a more sensible way of raising their children. That's quite that's really great.
Well, you guys, everybody who's joining us live, you're hearing from a power couple right here, an absolutely powerful team when it comes to providing natural healthcare solutions to their community. Dr. Jean-Marc and Dr. Linda Slak, they are just absolutely going above and beyond. You heard Dr. Jean-Marc, he's been in practice for 30 years. The fact that he's, it's easy to get complacent in practice when you've been successful the last 30 years, but not these guys. They're saying, I want to learn more and I want to implement more. And we just have such a high level of respect for you for being open-minded and still wanting to learn neurology after all these years, and best yet, actually implementing it. So a huge thank you to you guys. And just in closing, why would you recommend postural neurology to other healthcare professionals?
Well, I'll just speak from personal experience. It's first of all, the money. This is a no-brainer. It's incredibly. The price point is incredible for the information, for the material, for the constant supply of things that I never knew I bought. It's quite amazing. Over deliver is an understatement with your program. It's amazing. But also, you increase your skills, you increase your cells, you decrease your stress, you increase, you improve your outcomes with your patients, and it makes practice more fun. one of the things that I always look for, and one of the reasons why I keep learning and I stay engaged professionally at very many different levels, is to stay engaged, to keep it fun, to keep it fresh, to keep it new. That's the only way to do that is to keep learning new things and to keep, to reach out and expose yourself for that. So for me, for people who are, those are all positive things, having more fun, learning new things, making more money, it's all good. Helping patients in a higher way, that's all good.
That's what it's all about. Dr. Jean-Marc, thank you so much again for sharing with us this morning. We really appreciate you. We appreciate Linda for taking this information, implementing it, making a difference in your community, making a difference in the lives of your patients, and of course, joining us live this morning to share your experience about postural neurology. Thanks again. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. Krista.
Have a good day, everybody.